Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Dirty Knives. Today I have a very interesting review impressions of a knife that I had a chance to check out and to pass around. This knife was sent to me from KC Spiron from Knife Fast. Awesome, he allowed me to check out the prototype of his knife, the Jetstream, that is going to be coming in here in the near future. They had some pre-orders sold out and they aren't taking any more, but they will be getting some in, so hopefully you can buy some when they do become available. We'll talk a little bit about the knife and do an impressions. It is a prototype, so there are a few changes on this knife that you're not going to see on here, but I want to talk about it. I think it's definitely very, very cool. It makes this knife very, very enticing. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. So let's talk about it. The knife name is the Jetstream, and the manufacturer will be Kubi. Kubi will be manufacturing these knives for KC, and he is the designer, KC Spiron. He's the one who designed this knife, so that's cool. Let's talk about the handle and material. It is titanium scales. It will have a titanium, I believe that's a titanium backspacer. Yeah, titanium backspacer. But one thing that's going to happen with the scales, it will have some milling on here. Have some texture on here, and I think if I can show it on my iPad here real quick, let me see if I can find that. All right, so he is going to have this Kubi texture pattern that's going to be on the knife. So this blue one will have that texture pattern, so that'll be really cool. You'll see that. That's one thing that's going to be done, and I think that's going to be a nice touch on the knife for sure. So then the next thing that we're going to talk about is well, you have nice jimping, nice rounded corners, everything's nice and soft, a nice rounded milled pocket carry clip. It's got some nice spring to it, definitely around. It can get in and out of the pocket really well. So that's really nice. I like that. It is a captive pivot. If you'll notice, there's only on one side. It is all T8s, and we'll double check that, and I'm pretty sure that's how the production one's going to be. It's going to be all T8s. Yeah, T8s, T8s, T8s. And so just so you know, that was T8s. So there you go. Very cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so this is a prototype. As I said, it's been passed around a lot. It's a little dirty. It's been used by a lot of different people. I'm low in the totem pole. I'm a small channel, but I'm very happy that I still got a chance to check it out. It's got a wonderful little flipper here, and this flipper works really nicely. I like the way it works, and the action is really nice. It's got a beautiful thumb hole, fuller hole, whatever you want to call it. It looks to me like a fuller. At least this part extended is the fuller, and then there's a hole. People call it thumb hole, fuller hole. I don't care. It works, and it works nicely. And then when it does drop, it does come down. Yeah, so you got to be a little careful when you drop. It's the edge will catch your finger and it will cut you. So be careful with that. When you do break that, you're going to have to be careful. So, you know, I do like to have where I can catch it. This does not have that. So just be careful. It's one of these knives where you're going to have to break like that and then let it drop. So just be aware of that. You're not going to be able to let it drop on your finger. You're just going to have to break it like that and then drop it, right? So if anytime I flip this, I'm going to just be doing like that and drop it. The flipper works really nicely. It is nice and hidden in a sense. It's not a huge flipper right there. And it does have some adequate jimping that works really well. The blade steel is 154 cm. Right now it says D2 on the prototype, but it will be 154 cm. So much better blade steel. I think you're going to really enjoy that. Nicely centered. I like the offset here. It will come in a plain titanium, I think, with a black blade, and then you have this blue one with the plain blade stonewashed, nicely stonewashed there, almost full flat grind, not quite, stops right there, but it will be a nice full edge. It'll definitely have some nice sliciness to it and be nice and sharp. It is a liner lock. You can see that full engagement around 60%, which is really solid. No blade rock. It is in there really well. When I first got it, it was a little loose. I had to tighten the pivot. Everything was fine. I can't really put any Loctite in there. So once I start flicking it, it might loosen up again because it's not my knife. I can't modify this. I'm going to send it exactly as I got it. I don't do that. The only thing I might do is tighten it just a little bit so the blade doesn't scratch on the edge here. We don't want to do that, right? So it does have multiple deployments. Like we talked about the two. The action for the closing is nice. Just watch out for the guillotine there. Don't let it click on you. It will cut you after a while. Fortunately, if you catch it early, you know, you wouldn't be too bad. But, you know, there you go. So what else? I think we talked about everything there. We talked about the frame lock, how it closes, the action measurements. Talked about this 154 cm. Yeah, so let's do some measurements. Let's check this out. Now again, it's a prototype, so it might be a little lighter or a little heavier. I don't know, but for the prototypes, 4.92 ounces. So 4.92 ounces. Let's look at that. It's a lot. It's a steel liner. The titanium here has a lot of weight relief. It's a steel liner lock. That is in there. I'm sure there's great weight relief for that to be in there and fitted in there as well. It looks like it all connects back over here, and it ties in together there, right? So there you go. Yeah, good weight relief, so that's nice. All right, so let's do the overall measurements and the length. Let me get my ruler here, if I can reach over here and grab it and not knock everything over, which I seem to be doing. Okay, here we go. All right, a little jumbling around stuff here. Exactly 8 inches. That is an 8-inch knife. You can't get closer than that. All right, overall, if we get in here, we're about 3 3/4. If we choke up a little bit, we can get up to about 4 1/8 of an inch. So you could grab right here. I got plenty of room with large hands. You can see that extra room. So extra large, double extra large hands. If I choke up, definitely have a lot extra room. There's some jimping here, very functional jimping, which is nice. Wish the jimping did extend a little bit out, especially if you want to choke up, because that's always nice. You don't want to have your finger slip. So there is that. Maybe in the future he can consider having a little longer jimping. Let's look at the blade length from to the top of the handle. We're right at 3.5 inches overall cutting length. We're at, I want to say, 3 9/16. So we're at 3 9/16 of an inch. So it's a little over 3.5 inches. So it's not a really short blade. It's a pretty good size 8-inch full-size knife, which is nice. All right, so let's measure the blade stock thickness. Can we get, yeah, we can get to that just fine. All right, so let's measure that. All right, so we're at 122 thousandths of an inch, so 0.122 inches. So that's a pretty standard, but a good size for a blade like this. I like that a lot. All right, overall cost. I don't know what the cost of the knife. I didn't get the pre-order. I can't find any links. I have no way to link anything for you guys. I can just link you to Tempest Knives, and hopefully it'll show up at some point. But I don't have any more information. Unfortunately, there's nothing out there. If I ever get something, I'll put it in the description down below. I did reach out to KC and asked him if he had something. I couldn't find anything on the Tempest website. I don't know where else I could find the information. Don't know what the cost will be. I really, really don't have a clue. To me, 154 cm with titanium scales, we're probably in that range where you're around, I'm going to guess $130 to $180 range. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about. It is a Kubi knife, so maybe we're in the 140 range. That's just a guess. I think that would be a reasonable price for what you're getting. But it will have some texture on there, which it does add cost. And that'll be nice. So there is that. I think it's going to be probably a regular cost of a knife, right? I mean, we're not talking premium materials, like we're not talking M390, S90V, or S110, or Magna Cut, or anything like that. We are talking 154, so I think it's going to be around the 140, 150 range, maybe 130, I don't know. So I think it's definitely a regular knife. Is it an EDC hard use? Yeah, I think so. From what I can gather, the liner lock is really solid. It's in there well. It could definitely be used. Now, can you go chop wood and everything? No, I don't use a liner lock, frame lock, any non-fixed blade or non-axe for doing those kind of tasks. Use the right tool for the right thing. But if you're in a situation where you have to survive, you know, I think this could do well. I mean, definitely hard use for everyday sort of things, especially with the stonewash. It's going to blend any sort of work that you do pretty well. Oh, excuse me, it's late. Sorry about that, guys. It's not going to block out any sort of, it's not going to show a lot of scratches, if you will, from hard use. So that's nice. Is it a collection piece? You can collect whatever you want, but this is in the range where I wouldn't think it's a collection piece. This is a user knife, and it looks like a good user knife. He made the pinion and the microburst, all fantastic user knives. The pinion is just a workhorse. The microburst, which we recently had on the channel and gave away, awesome workhorse, a great knife. Highly recommend that one as well. So I think those are all great knives, definitely worth considering. So there you go. but you can collect it if you want. Design, overall design. I love the rounded corners. Everything's rounded. It's very comfortable. There's no sharp edges here. Even the liner lock, it doesn't have a sharp edge, which, man, that's just a nice touch. Sometimes people forget little things like that. They forget when people use a knife regularly and their hands rub over something like that, that a sharp edge will cut in and it'll wear and it'll cause blisters and it'll cut your hand, and people don't want to use a tool that after a lot of use just causes damage to your hand, right? When it's comfortable and there's roundedness and there's no hot spots and you can grip this and squeeze just like you want and you're not going to hurt yourself, that is great. Absolutely great. I love that. So KC, yeah, you make good workhorse knives. I like that. I like the design for just hard use. And to me, this is one of those. So I'm really, really pleasantly pleased with that. I think the design is great. The action is great. The closing drops really nice. Only thing I'd say, be careful. There's not a big choil there. And sometimes it's nice to have a choil for drop so you don't get guillotine. You will cut yourself if you have that drop on you. So this is one of these knives where you close it. Just don't let it guillotine on you. I have a habit of a lot of my knives, they can drop and I can catch them. A matter of fact, you know, so this is not one of those. As far as opening and closing, we talked about it's great. As far as fidget factor, you've got a flipper, you've got the thumb fuller hole, so you can do the finger right in there, you can do the meat of the finger right there, you can even put the finger down low and flick it out like that, so that's nice. So, you know, if you will, this is right where I would have the bonus flicking, right there. And, well, it works just as well. So it does the reverse flicking, the front thumb flicking, just really nice. There's enough of an edge that you can really get a good grip on there. It's not going to slip off. I had another knife where, man, they had a fuller, and it was like a faux fuller. It was so smooth, you couldn't use it. This is usable, very functional. The flipper works, and it's nice and small and very clandestine. And I think, you know, Nick Shabazz, he would absolutely say this is not a pocket pecker at all. It's very hidden, so that's really nice. I like that. The jimping's adequate, works really, really well. Yeah, so that's cool. So the fidget factor, I'm going to say for the things that it does, this is a solid 4. An absolute solid 4. I mean, it's almost a little over than a 4. Not quite a 5, but it's solid 4. Could be a 4.25, maybe a 4.3, I don't know. But it's a solid 4. So out of the fidget goodness of those solid 4, I would have to say, I know what I think it is, and I'm pretty sure I just want to confirm. Yeah. This is gonna be darn for what I'm expecting the price to be. This is 100. This is gonna get an A+. Absolutely, fidgety goodness is an A+. So out of you, 4 out of 10 for fidget factor. It's 100% for fidgety goodness. And so if you like to fidget with your knife, this is one of those you're gonna enjoy because one, great cutout for the liner lock, nice and chamfered here, which is just adequate. You don't feel like you have to dig in there where it's uncomfortable to release that. So my finger just goes in there real natural, real nice. I'm not getting tired. I'm not digging my finger. It's not hurting. Everything's really comfortable. I really do enjoy that. So to me, that's really, really nice. Yeah, so fidgety goodness is going to be 100. Actually, let me take that back. Sorry. I'm going to give it a 95 at solid A. And the reason why I can't give it 100 is because when you drop, this thing is just, it will cut you. If you don't, you can't catch it, right? I have knives where I can catch that, and you can't do it on this one. Matter of fact, I think, yeah, I have one here. This is my Quiet Carry 9. And when this drops, it even catches right there. See, it catches on the tang of the blade, but it doesn't catch on the blade. It's a very soft, rounded little spot right there. And so it's not going to guillotine my hand. So I can drop it like that. It's always going to be safe. It's not going to cut into my hand. And even if I do it left-handed, you can see I can reverse flick it, and it's going to catch right there. So it's safe. That, to me, gives you that 100. And because of that, I'm going to take 5 points off, right? Still solid A, still really good. Really, really good for the price point. I mean, I think this is like 140, 150. I'm guessing, KC, if I'm wrong, anybody I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Go check his website when they become available. I'm going on best guess here. This is a $335 knife. You know, and I know KC has this knife because I saw it on his Instagram page. And you know, you're talking $200 difference, right? So maybe more. And I think, you know, this is great for what you get, you know, and for that extra cost, Yeah, it should do all that, and it should be fantastic, right? And it is. But for the price point, this is fantastic, okay? So is it recommended? For the prototype, my experience as I have it, and the things that I know about it, it's absolutely 100% recommended. It's a great knife. I think when it comes in, if you pre-ordered it, you're one of the fortunate ones, you'll get it. Hopefully you'll have a lot of extra inventory, so we'll get a chance to buy some. Hopefully it'll be available at some of the knife retailers, and I don't know. I don't know the details. I would love to tell you the details, but I don't. I just want to tell you that it's a cool knife, and when you hear about it, when it drops, I would definitely go check it out. It'd be one that I would be very interested in having as well. You know, I think it'd be really cool. And it's one of those knives that would absolutely be, you know, something I would consider for a gift knife, absolutely a giveaway knife, so to speak, but this is just a really, really, really cool knife. I think you'll enjoy this. So definitely recommend it. It's going to be in my recommended knives. Hey, if you have any questions, any thoughts on this, feel free to comment down below. If you think I'm wrong, you disagree, please comment down below. Tell me. I'd love to have the conversation with you. I am okay being wrong. I'm okay learning. You know, I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me at all. You know, I just enjoy knives and I want to learn more about them. So, you know, hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm just giving my impressions, and sometimes my impressions are uneducated. There's something I don't know. And sometimes people can help me have that. So I'm okay with that. Just as I hope every one of you guys are as too. We all learn together, right? That's how we enjoy this beautiful, wonderful hobby of knives and collecting knives. It's just fantastic, right? Somebody comes up with something innovative, something cool, something new. I love it. I love it. And it changes the game. And to me, that's cool. So anyways, if you liked this video, if you found it informative, interesting, entertaining, just helpful, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you consider also hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel a lot, allows me to produce more content, do more things, allows the channel to grow, and ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing and liking the videos. It really means a lot. And if you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button so you can be notified of future content. Finally, all my channel members, thank you. Thank you to every one of you. I really appreciate you guys. You make this channel just allow me to do so much. And I'm very grateful and appreciative to every one of you. And if you haven't already, check out the description down below. There's a link if you want to be a channel member, you want to be part of this, help the channel grow. I would greatly appreciate it. I would be honored. It would mean the world to me. So thank you very much. Hey, and you know, that's part of what I really enjoy here. And so let me see if I can grab my card here without losing it. All right. And if you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.